Why are so many people down on this film? I had a blast with this. Fans of the martial arts genre know that these films tend to be formulaic. However, if they deliver the goods, they are satisfying, which this is. Karate Kid Legends is perhaps the best film in the franchise since the 1984 original. I admit I haven't seen the 2010 entry since it came out. I remember liking it quite a bit, but I was consistently disappointed by Karate Kid Part 2, Part 3, and the next Karate Kid. This film brings together elements from the original trilogy, the 2010 film, and the Cobra Kai TV series, and it's a lot of fun. Fans will be wondering if this ties into Cobra Kai. It doesn't completely ignore Cobra Kai, but you don't need to have seen it to understand or appreciate this film. The story follows Lee, a kung fu prodigy who, after moving to New York and confronting with a local karate champion, receives help from his former master, Mr. Han, and karate sensei, Daniel LaRusso. This film is trying to be a lot of things. It doesn't often feel like it has a solid vision or direction. I thoroughly enjoyed the film in spite of this lack of cohesiveness, because I felt that all of the individual elements worked. One of the reasons I enjoyed this film so much was Jackie Chan reprising his role as Mr. Han. I haven't seen Jackie Chan on the big screen since the 2010 Karate Kid, and so I was ecstatic to see him again. He's been one of my favourite actors since I was a child, so I was smiling broadly from beginning to end. The filmmakers clearly understand Chan's appeal. If you're a fan of his, you will get a kick out of the humour he brings to the film. He has great chemistry with Ralph Macchio, who returns as Daniel LaRusso. Many have complained that Macchio's role is a glorified cameo, but I disagree. I was happy with his screen time and function in the story. It was wonderful to see the rivalry between Han and LaRusso as they came together to instruct Li Feng, played by Ben Wang. I was quite impressed with Ben Wang, who you may know from the Disney Plus series American-Born Chinese. While this film does occasionally suffer from the rapid-fire editing that marred many of Jackie Chan's American films, it is clear that Wang performs most of his own stunt work. He is a highly athletic actor, and I am excited to see what the future holds for him. The martial arts genre was huge in the 70s and 80s, as well as all the way through to the 90s and 2000s when I was growing up. In my opinion, there is a huge martial arts-sized hole in the American film market that needs to be filled. Hollywood has slept on this genre for almost 20 years. We need a new star to shepherd it. Ben Wang could be that star. One that isn't just an A-list American actor taught choreography, but someone who is an actual martial artist. The fight sequences in this film were awesome. I simply wish they were shot in wide, long takes so that I could truly appreciate the choreography. Jackie Chan's older Hong Kong films were shot in this manner. Still, the audience I saw this with cheered and clapped throughout the climax, which was amazing. Joshua Jackson and Sadie Stanley were also fantastic as Victor and Mia respectively. They had great chemistry with Lee. It is interesting to see Lee training Victor, as Victor is twice Lee's age. The inclusion of boxing in the film allows for a more comprehensive and foundational examination of Kung Fu. While I enjoyed Aramis Knight as Connor Day, the character was underutilized as a rival to Lee. Ming-Ya Wen was great as Dr. Fong, Lee's mother. Even when underdeveloped, I enjoyed all of the supporting characters and hope to see them all return in a sequel, perhaps alongside some Cobra Kai characters as well. As I previously stated, the messy screenplay didn't detract from the film's overall appeal for me, because it delivered the goods where it counted. It had fun characters with great chemistry, swift pacing, and awesome fight sequences. The film was well shot. The sweeping vistas of the final tournament are particularly memorable. I wish they didn't cut so often during the fights, but I have come to expect that from American martial arts films. My one major complaint is the music. The soundtrack is pretty awful, and fails to create an immersive and dramatic atmosphere. I wish they had written a score akin to the original film's score by the great Bill Conti. I must admit that I actually became a little emotional during the finale. This is due to the audience reaction. The familiar formula hitting all the right beats, and the fact that I never expected to see Jackie Chan on the big screen again, at least not in this capacity, had me feeling this way. In those final moments, I realized that this is the type of satisfying romp that Hollywood rarely produces these days, and that I miss it more than I anticipated. The film isn't flawless, but when it comes to martial arts films, as long as it delivers the goods, that being well choreographed and well performed fights with a dash of humor, I'll be satisfied. And with Karate Kid Legends, I was. You may disagree, but that's how I feel.